This coverage is brought to you by JGL Groundworks Limited, civil engineers and infrastructure specialists.
This afternoon we're back in Scottish Hydroelectric Premier 1 for the clash between Ayr and Currie. Currie are third in the table, Ayr are fourth. There's only 2 points between them, and there's been nothing between them in their last two games here at Millbrae. A 3-3 draw, and Ayr winning last season with a try in injury time. It's going to be just as close today. It's going to be fierce, it's going to be intense. I tell you what, it's not going to be one for the faint-hearted.
And in the opening spell it was Currie who had all the play and put a lot of pressure on Ayr. Andy Hutt, wee chip forward there, a lot of danger in the red zone, but Cammy Taylor getting back to make the save. Mark Cairns right on top of him there, but Currie keeping up the pressure. Scrum 5 metres out from the Ayr line. Richard Snedden out to Andrew Benicus. Currie giving the ball plenty of air, but when it reached Kevin McShane, the Ayr defence got across, snuffed it out, and then it was a chance for the big men. Scott Burnett thundering up there. Johnny Smith, well, that one just got a wee bit scrappy, and no chance for Ian Downey because they were pulled back for the scrum. But Currie piling on the pressure, looking for early points to get ahead, and oh, it looked as though, was that one a score for Ian Downey? No, again the centre pulled back for a knock on. But then Ayr penalised in the scrum, and well, Johnny Smith got that one over. It was his third attempt at a penalty. And then Smith trying to run the ball out of his own 22 and nabbed by the Ayr back row. Currie still prepared to give the ball Ayr and run from inside their own 22, and Andy Hutt a terrific run down the wing, and it looked as though he was going to win the race, but this time it was Florian Maran came across, made the save, and Andy Houston did the tidying up until he flipped that one forward. And then chance for Ayr. Quick penalty taken by Andy Dunlop, setting up Scott Lyons, and there is something you don't often see, a Scott Lyons dummy and run for about 15 yards. Kenny Diffenthal chipping that one forward. Flo Maran, well, it took a second bite at that cherry for Andy Hutt to make the save before Johnny Smith could get the ball away. But Ayr now starting to come into the game, and this time it was the Currie front row who were penalised. Kenny Diffenthal stepped up, and 29 minutes gone, straight between the posts to tie the scores at 3-3. Currie at this stage must have been wondering how they could have missed some of the chances that would have taken them into the lead. Now there must have been an easier way of doing that, but Johnny Smith reverse pass to Andy Hutt, and the speedster away down the wing. But Andy Wilson's tackle perfectly timed to save the try and take the sides in at half-time at 3-3.
This coverage is brought to you by JGL Groundworks Limited, civil engineers and infrastructure specialists.
Into the second half, and Ayr, having been on the back foot for most of the first half, starting to come into the game and play a wee bit more in the Currie danger zone. That kick, well, no threat there until Florian Maran returned it. Got there for the follow-up. Grant Anderson to get off him, inside ball to Colin White, and a big flanker thundering away there, and what a beautiful pop-up pass for hooker Pat MacArthur to go in for a terrific try after 10 minutes of the second half. Lots of congratulations there for the young hooker. And not surprisingly, Kenny Diffenthal, not the easiest of kicks, but high enough, long enough and straight enough to take Ayr into a 10 points to 3 lead with half an hour to go. Currie still with an awful lot to give in this game, keeping the pressure on, looking for that score that would bring them level. Andrew Benaikos out to Johnny Smith. Now if that had been a decent pass, it would have put Andy Hutt in, but it was just too hard and too high. Ross Weston setting things up, giving the rest of his forwards a target. Again out to Benaikos. This time it was Andy Muir, but knocked into touch there by Wilson. Lots of possession for Currie, lots of defending for Ayr to do, but it was Mark Cairns who started to make the wee dent. Worked out from Snedden, and this time to Andy Hutt, and it was one-on-one. Hutt on Anderson. Anderson making what was a try-saving tackle. And a wee bit overthrown there by Currie at the line-out. Colin White snaffling that and thundering on into the Currie half. Taken on by Ewan Logan. And Cammy Taylor. Lovely wee chip ahead. Andy Wilson getting to it first. Whoa, James McFadden. I hope you're watching that one. And tidied up there by Andy Hutt. Giving himself just a wee bit of time for the ball to be worked back. Johnny Smith to clear from underneath his own posts. But Ayr had their tails up now. Currie just beginning to fade out the game a wee bit, and well, in the face of this man, who wouldn't want to fade out? Damien Kelly inside to the ever-present Colin White. But again, great defence from Currie. Pinched that one back, they got the turnover. And Richard Snedden taking a quick penalty there. Taken out by his opposite number, Cammy Taylor, but Ross Weston, hadn't seen too much of him in this game, but making a big dent in their defence. Currie, was this going to be the final throw of the dice for them? As the clock was running down, Cammy Taylor looking for space, deciding to go for the protection of his forwards. And the battle between these two planks, every bit as intense going into the final stages of the game. Grant Anderson, wee chip forward. Julian Montoro getting a boot to it, but again, saved by the Currie defence. And still looking for space, still trying to put their men away. Matt Cairns out there on the wing, but Ayr getting back in numbers to snuff out the danger. And Cammy Taylor, wee chip ahead, taken by David Crichton, cleared by Johnny Smith, no danger there, knocked back by Florian Marin. And what was he going to do? He was going to go for the corner, and he was going to ghost through 4 tackles and in under the post. What a remarkable try. High fives among the Ayr crowd, and Kenny Diffenthal with the final conversion, taking Ayr into a 17 points to 3 lead. And only moments later, Cammy Taylor's kick into touch was the final play of the game. Ayr winning 17 points to 3 in yet another memorable match between these two sides.
We took half chances and we took them to win the game. I thought we defended pretty well. They missed probably, let's say, 2 glint-edge chances again, but fine. But apart from that, we did pretty well. I'm very happy with the performance. I thought we dug deeper and a bit more commitment, everybody. So, no, all in all, happy with the result.
And there's no doubt about it, when these two meet, the crowd get real value for money. Ayr move into 3rd place, Currie drop down the table, but both are going to have a big say in who's going to win the title this year. This is Ron Evans for Scottish Rugby Television at Millbrae.
This coverage is brought to you by JGL Groundworks Limited, civil engineers and infrastructure specialists.